Yeah, I couldn't tie my tie, so it's on my head right now. Well friends, season 25 is here, a season with additional scenes. Finally, it's out, and along with it, new plot points have become available to us. But while in regular series such moments answer some questions, here, on the contrary, it raises even more questions. Although some moments have become clearer to me personally. In this video, I will analyze the new additional scenes together with you, and also the scenes that have undergone changes and the reasons behind those changes. Yes, the video is not in a completely usual format, so be sure to leave a comment. Do you like this format where I use my talking head to tell and analyze things? And also don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Well, let's get started and begin. From the very beginning, the season greets us with a new scene that we haven't seen before. The main characters in it are Dave, also known as the Plunger Man, and Katie, also known as the Camera Woman. All the action takes place in the main laboratory of the agent's cameraman, and what we see are Katie's memories from when she was human. We see that an accident occurred in the laboratory, about which little is known, but I dare to suggest that it was because of this accident in the laboratory that people started turning into cameramen. Cameramen and TV men. Dave, the Plunger Man, finds Katie and breaks down the door with a crowbar. In my opinion, this is a reference to the Half-Life game series. If you remember, Gordon Freeman always had a crowbar with him. A dialogue takes place between Dave and Katie, during which we learn about the accident that happened in the laboratory. Dave asks Katie to go to a safer place and check if anyone is alive. Meanwhile, he heads to a more unknown area where he might encounter danger. Dave asks Katie to go to a safer place and check if anyone is alive, and he heads to a more unknown place where he might encounter danger. Katie is worried about him, so she asks him to be careful and does everything she can to hold him back. But the Plunger Man, when he was human, was very brave and wasn't afraid of dangers. And this scene also references that epic moment from episode 50, when Plunger Man, holding two plungers in his hands, went towards a huge army of Skibidi toiletists. In this scene, instead of two plungers, he has two crowbars. I also completely forgot to mention that when Dave and Katie leave the room, we can see this logo. It's not just a reference to the show's title, but also the name of the laboratory, or rather, the company that connects all these laboratories together. At least that's what I think. It's not just a reference to the show's title, but also the name of the laboratory, or rather, the company that connects all these laboratories together. At least that's what I think. Next, Dave leaves confidently. His immobilized body is taken away. Once, Dave left with the confidence that everything would be fine with him. They are taking away his immobilized body, but not the body of a human, rather the body of a robot. We're still not getting a straight answer. So how did people become robots, and how can they still feel emotions and remember the past? Moreover, in the past, they remember that they were human. And also the question that doesn't leave me is, who are the Titans? After all, Titans are literally huge robots, but in the real world, there aren't any giant people like that. Or maybe the Titans are just regular people. But as a result of the accident, for some reason, they became not small robots, If you have any theories about this, I'd be happy to read them in the comments below this video. And while you're writing your comments, I'll continue my analysis. Next, we see how the body of the Plunger Man is being taken to the operating room. They assume that they can still bring him back to life and are doing everything in their power, but when they try to bring him back to life, nothing works. And we see green sparks, which takes us back to the secret agent's team. Yes, if you didn't get it, the secret agent has his own team, which he recruits agents into, and not just that, but we'll talk about that a little later. A little later, in this room they tried to revive Plunger Man. It was pointless. He left. And he saw that the attempts to bring him back to life were pointless at that moment. And he stepped out of the operating room where Katie, also known as the Camera Woman, was. What can I say about this? If you've been following the news, you know that Plungerman is alive. And yes, I'm talking about that very trailer that was released in connection with the collaboration between Skibidi Toilet and Fortnite. As you remember, the secret agent asked the Plunger Man something like, "Are you still alive?" Don't get too excited. You won't see your friends just yet. First, you need to do me a favor. Don't let me down, Plunger Man. And yes, knowing how much Mr. Boom feels about his show, everything that happens in this trailer is canon. And while Plunger Man is on his mission in Fortnite, the agents in the series won't be able to bring him back to life. This is just a little theory of mine that makes sense. Yeah, maybe that the Plunger Man is no longer in Fortnite, but he is definitely on some kind of mission. And what if there comes a moment in the series when the secret agent or someone from his team offers Katie to join their secret squad? She might refuse at first, but when they say that Dave is with them, I think she'll change her mind. I also have a theory that the main villains in the series aren't the Skibidi toilets or the Astro toilets, and not even the Alliance, but the secret agent himself. Maybe in one of my future videos I'll tell you more about this theory. But for now, let's go analyze the additional scenes. Next, the next scene shows us where Titan Tiefman teleported Titan Speakerman to. We have been building theories for a long time, and finally we were given a clear answer. Titan initially teleported him to the Tiefman base, but then told him that he needed to recover and improve before going back into battle. A rather short additional scene, but informative. Next we see episode 75, but it has undergone so many changes that it feels like a new additional scene. A lot of details have been changed here, from the lighting and shadows to the redesigns of some characters. I think this was created so that we won't have unnecessary questions about certain characters in the future. After all, in other scenes, their redesign plays a significant role. And in this episode, Astro Giganaut got more dialogue, which will also play an important role in the upcoming additional scenes. I like the redesign of this episode much more than its previous version. In this version, it feels more alive and filled with many details that make you feel the character's emotions. Through the screen, the next additional scene directly continues from the previous one, as it immediately shows us a character who has a connection with the hybrid girl who saved the POV cameraman and his squad from Astra. As we learn from this girl, she is the twin sister of that hybrid girl from episode 75. She said that after the incident at the Alpha Hills lab, she never saw her again, and she hopes that she's okay. Also, from this scene we can understand that people and agents are in a safe place. It seems that this is indeed the camp of survivors where all the people are being brought, and as we can see, people and agents are on good terms with each other. But still, they don't understand things like how to cook food. After all, the agents literally can't taste anything. They don't need food and water to live. So the soldier, who tells the cameraman that he won't eat that crap, is expressing himself. Even though the agents were once human, they don't know what the food they prepare for people tastes like. And there's a moment where the surviving soldier comes out of the bathroom holding a plunger, doesn't pay much attention to this item. For the agents, the plunger reminds them of the Plunger men. Another nice reference here is the toys from Mr. Boom's official store. At this moment we can see a scientist, the soldier, the cameraman in an interesting costume, and of course, the cameraman who is guarding them. Next, the scientist TV man teleports to this place. He puts on a device that acts as a microphone so that people can understand what he's saying. He asks about who worked in the Alpha Hills lab, and one of the scientists, he raises his hand, and also at this point we can notice a note that says, "Don't forget to wash your dirty hands." I think this could be a reference to how people can turn into toilet skibidis. It seems that not only sounds can turn them into zombie-like slaves, but also dirt or certain microbes. In this scene, we also see that not only people have managed to infiltrate this camp, it seems that not only sounds can turn them into zombie-like slaves, but also dirt or certain microbes. In this scene, we also see that not only people have managed to infiltrate this camp, survivors and also Skibidi hybrids. Yeah, the agents definitely tried to destroy him, but the hybrids suggested union. And honestly, working together, I think they can achieve great results, and that's probably why the agents didn't finish off this hybrid. Well, the next additional scene is really interesting. Yeah, it's a sharp transition to the next scene. But this is how I do it, yeah. We've seen this scene, or rather a part of it, in a short format, but here it's more complete. I was struck by the secret agent's phrases here. He said that Alpha Hills is his base, and that makes sense. After all, based on previous episodes, we know that he was the administrator there. He said that he was very angry because the toilets took over his base and gained access to his technology. But he also said that they think they are safe, meaning the secret agent, despite having worked with the Skibidi scientist, understood in advance that this place wouldn't be safe for them, yet he still provided it to them. In general, this is the story. So far, it's confusing for me, and if you can explain to me in the comments why the secret agent did that, please share your theories. Also, this wasn't just a flashback, but also a recording from the lucky cameraman's camera. So please write your theories in the comments. It was also not just a flashback, but a recording from the lucky cameraman's camera. But how were the agents able to see that moment? Does the secret agent always trigger a playback error or transmission error when he appears on the operator's camera? Wasn't that lucky cameramen loaded with that same operating system that they load into other agents when they recruit them into their secret squad. What do you think about this? In the comments? And also, when the lucky cameraman looks at his recordings, we can see how he explains to the agents, what? This person is a good one, and he's kind of on our side, but the detective isn't in a hurry to accept that answer and make contact with him. I mean, the secret agent, get in touch with the secret agent. He's not in a hurry to do that. After all, he killed the Plunger man. Not the detective, but the secret agent. And again, I have a question. Did the detective see that it was the secret agent who killed the Plunger man? Okay, let's move on. Next, we are shown episode 76, and as far as I understand, there were no significant changes, and everything remained as it was. Next, the scene where the Skibidi toilets come to the base of the cameraman agents, we see the hybrid girl again with her changed design. She will meet her sister again, becoming half human, half toilet. We revisit episodes 76 and 77, and finally, an extra scene shows Astro Juggernaut battling Jitwilet. Next, we see the events of episodes 76 and 77 again, which we've already seen. And then, at the end, we get to see another additional scene, where the Astro Juggernaut fights the Jitwilet. From their dialogue, we understand that they really used to work together and conquer worlds together. So, the Skibidi toilets, or rather the Astro toilets, have been around for a long time and are conquering worlds. The Jitwilet was also previously an Astro toilet, but why then he was expelled and sent into exile on Earth is still unclear. But maybe it's connected to someone who's currently on the main ship of the Astro toilets. Also, based on this scene, we understand that the secret agent is working in conjunction with the G-toilet. After all, Jimmy can become a hologram at any moment that's convenient for him. And here we can also notice the silhouette of the secret agent. And at the very end, when the Astro Juggernaut destroys the location and everyone who was there, the POV operator who was watching their fight came under fire and was on the brink of death. Until she appeared. This girl has the ability to disguise herself as any object, and that mysterious chair that has been watching the characters throughout the season, it was her. So this girl is indeed that mysterious chair, but this, as far as I understand, she is one of the secret agent's employees who helps him recruit agents for his secret squad. Also in the top right corner we can see how she loads the Alpha Hills operating system into the agent, and all of his damage instantly goes away, and the message "Welcome to the family" appears. And honestly, even though they showed us who this secret chair is, I still have a lot of questions. Specifically, who is she? Actually, I have a lot of questions. Specifically, who is she? Why does she work for the secret agent? Is she part of the computer race? Is she really a human? Is she a person? Why isn't she a robot? Where is the base of these secret agents? And of course, I'm curious about one question. So when is episode 78 coming out? And how much time will it take for him to do the work? I already asked Mr. Boom this question in a private message, and if he answers me, then I'll definitely tell you and make a separate video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for all updates, so you don't miss the release of new videos. Bye.